welcome to Savage Hall here at the University of Toledo, where tonight WTLW TV 44 Sports brings you another installment of Destination Columbus, the Division II regional title game with the Ottawa-Glandorf Titans taking on the Irish of Akron St. Vincent St. Mary. This pregame report brought to you by the Ottawa Oil Company. Hi everybody, I'm Mike Shep, here to bring you all the play-by-play for tonight's game. Alongside with the color commentary is Jerry Snodgrass. Ottawa-Glandorf comes in at 24-1, and Akron St. V is 20-4. And Jerry, when we talk about Akron St. V, we're talking about the most high-profile program in the nation the last few years with LeBron James. A brand new team this year, but another impressive record.
You know, and going into the year, everyone thought minus LeBron James, minus Romeo Travis, they may not be as strong. They're every bit as strong. And in order to do that, you usually have some veteran players that step up and make the season good for you. One of those certainly has been Brandon Weems at such a critical position, the point guard spot. He had 14 in their semifinal against Willard. The 5'8" senior offers experience as well as good quickness and excellent scoring ability at the point guard position.
And for the third straight year, Ottawa-Glandorf finds themselves in this regional title game against the same opponent. We have to see, Jerry, if they can cross that hurdle today.
Well, and all along the way, all along the tournament trail, we've talked about them getting performances out of other players rather than Tim and Eric Politz. And I think one of the most critical things on the floor tonight might be handling that pressure of St. V's. And one of the critical people on that is the trigger man getting the ball in bounds. Normally throughout the year, it's been Craig Fortman. We're going to look at him tonight, and that pass in bounds, getting that ball up the court, may be going a long way toward their success today.
And another factor for OG will have to be foul shooting. They're only 11 out of 21 in their win Wednesday night, so they're going to have to improve on that mark if they want to get to the state tournament with a win today. So the stage is set. I think almost all of Putnam County is here to try to send Ottawa-Glandorf to the state tournament. They're going up against Akron St. Vincent St. Mary, and it's up next on 44 Sports. And once again, we'd like to thank Ottawa Oil for hosting our pregame show. Let's take a look at the last seconds of the Wednesday night game for Ottawa-Glandorf. This is Dwayne Jackson for Walsh Jesuit, and a collective holding of the breath for Putnam County as his shot rattled out that would have tied the game. And that's the reason OG is here this afternoon. Mike Shep along with Jerry Snodgrass. Glad you could join us for this matchup in the regional championship game. Akron St. Vincent St. Mary and Ottawa-Glandorf. For the Irish, they'll go with Brandon Weems, Corey Jones, Marcus Johnson, Preston Sims, and Lawrence Wilson. They are coached by Drew Joyce. He is in his third year. Ottawa-Glandorf is going to counter with their normal starting lineup of Nathan Hermiller, Garrett Loff, Eric Politz, Craig Portman, and Tim Politz. Coached by Dave Sweet in his 25th year. OG's 24-1. Akron St. V is 20-4. The winning team will play Thursday night. The last game Thursday night of the state tournament, 9 o'clock against Dover. Dover defeated Columbus Beechcroft today down in Athens. Our officials for this game today are Wayne Blankenship, Ryan McEarley, and Herb Nicholson. So this will be the third straight time these two schools have matched up in the regional finals. And of course, the central figure of the last 2 years, LeBron James, now in the NBA. So a different team out here for St. V, nonetheless, very impressive. This portion of tonight's game is being brought to you by Fawcett, Lehman, Recker, and Associates. Your team of experienced, knowledgeable, independent insurance agents. Call us in Ottawa at 523-2412 or in Lipstick at 943-2137. This evening's game also brought to you by Dr. Bryce Musser, optometrist. Dr. Musser and his staff wish the Ottawa-Glandorf Titans good luck in this regional title game. Here at Savage Hall this afternoon, I'd say about 7,000 here out of a possible 9,000. A great crowd on hand, and I'd say about 3/4 of them are rooting for the Ottawa-Glandorf Titans.
You know you do, Mike, and you really sense that anticipation, that hopefulness out of everyone, the OG crowd. Let's get one step further now. We've been here before. It's a common opponent. Let's get there now.
On the year, Akron St. V has lost to a team out of Wisconsin. They've also lost to Columbus Brookhaven, Cincinnati Moeller, and Kent McKinley, Muller-McKinley, are playing for regional titles today, as is Brookhaven. So once again, an independent, St. V is scheduled up. They played a very, very tough slate. But the last year, talking with a lot of people connected with the program, they thought Ottawa-Glandorf gave them as tough a game as anybody did in the regional finals last year. I think it was a 9-point win, an 8-point win for St. V. And as you mentioned, hopefully the Titans would like to get over that final hump here today.
Well, you also mentioned, Mike, the different type of team that St. V's is. They're totally different, obviously, with the loss of those great players, but they're also a totally different type of team. They thrive on that disciplined pressure full court.
Right now, we have a temporary problem with Jerry Snodgrass' mic. We'll be working on that here momentarily. As the starting lineups are being introduced here at the regional level, they introduce the officials, the coaches, the cheerleaders, and the entire rosters. So there's actually about a 10-minute break between the end of warm-ups and the start of the game. But now we're going to get to it right now. To get to this particular regional final, St. V has defeated Akron Kenmore, Akron Hoban, Akron Buchtel, and Willard. OG with wins over Bath, Elida, Fostoria, Wauseon, and Walsh Jesuit last Wednesday night. St. V averages 73 points per game, and OG is right around 63 a game. But you know, last year, Jerry, we saw OG come out very aggressive. They weren't the least bit tentative against Akron St. V, and I expect that to happen again. And
I do too. I think one of the things you're definitely going to see, scoring will occur. I don't think they're going to be at a loss for getting points. That's what puts so much pressure on the defensive end for OG, but they're going to be able to score points. You look at the two offensive averages by both teams, it ought to be a very entertaining game, especially for this partisan crowd. Well, the sense of anticipation here in Savage Hall is very, very thick right now, as everybody can't wait to get this game going. OG's the home uniform and the home team in their gold with blue trim. St. V is in their dark green. So we're about set for action. A regional title in the balance here today. It's going to be Lawrence Wilson going up against Center Circle against Tim Politz. And we're about ready to get this one on. Tim Politz wins the draw. We are underway. Just over an hour and a half, we will know who's going to the state Division II out of Northwest Ohio. Still right away, but then it's stolen back out of bounds to Akron. So right away, the quickness is shown there by the Irish, and they'll get the ball to start. And again, you talk about the different type of team that St. V is. They're very disciplined on that defensive end. They're very fundamental on the defensive end, and that pressure is something OG's going to have to contend with all day long. Weems is the point guard, number one. We highlighted him. He's quarterbacking this team. He'll handle the ball a lot of the time. Corey Jones is a shooter, number three. This is Sims inside, where he's a force. He can't get that one to fall, and Tim Politz has the rebound. One thing about a miss, it doesn't give St. V a chance to set up their press, which is very effective. Now Tim Politz with it. He wants to work against Sims. Little pump fake, can't get it to go. Rebound is controlled by Garrett Loft. They get it out here once again. Tim Politz is called for the charge. That time Marcus Johnson set himself up on the baseline, and he drew the charge. And that's one of the things that makes St. V's different than a year ago. You look at the discipline to get down on that baseline and take away that baseline, set up for that charge. That's something they were not capable of before. Well, that's neither Politz can get in foul trouble today. Those kids are going to have to play close to all 32 minutes for OG to stay in this one. I don't think you're going to see them out of the game for rests for very long. Okay, no scores of yet. Corey Jones kicks it out here to Brandon Weems. To Jones, he's the good three-point shooter. He can't get that one to fall, and we have a long rebound foul against Hermiller. Just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Well, we've seen all through the tournament trail with a lot of teams, the foul line being such a pivotal factor. 2 fouls early on in Ottawa-Glandorf. And Akron St. V is an excellent offensive rebounding team. They crash the boards hard. Corey Jones has missed his first attempt. Now a lob pass down low to Preston Sims. Preston Sims has the first basket of this game. And we see Garrett Loft bring it down the floor against Weems.
Pollitt's kind of far away from the basket right now. He's looking inside. He's double teamed immediately. A sloppy pass there. Tim Pollitt has managed to maintain control, and a foul will be called here, and it's going to go against Preston Sims.
Mike, you said that. You saw where Tim Pollitt's got the ball. Tim Pollitt's got the ball. We see it there. He is about 21, 22 feet away from the basket. A very uncomfortable position with that much pressure around him.
Union Bank is sponsoring our replays tonight. We appreciate their support of TV 44 Sports. That's the first foul called against Akron St. V in this game. Tim Pollitt has picked up his dribble. Now posting up is Eric. Where they're double teaming the Pollitts. Anytime they get the ball close to the scoring lane, like right here. Tim couldn't quite finish there. Garrett Loft gets the rebound, and another chance coming up here for the blue and gold. Inside to Tim Pollitt, little jump hook.
And again, good discipline and patience by the Titans to be able to take advantage of their strengths.
Now taking the ball inside, the short attempt that time doesn't go by Lawrence Wilson. And Loft has a rebound for Ottawa-Glandorf. Now Tim Pollitt will bring it down the floor. Out of bounds, controlled by the Titans.
Mike, you talk about sometimes the production that has to come from other players for Ottawa-Glandorf. Sometimes it's that entry pass inside as we take a look at Tim Pollitt on the nice turnaround, little jump hook. But, Garrett Loft getting key rebounds, key passes at times. A lot of players can step up.
Tim Marks reports into the game. Preston Sims will come out for Akron St. V. This is Pollitt with the foul. That was an excellent turnaround baseline, Jay, with a soft touch by Eric Pollitt. I think I said Tim, that was Eric, and he goes to the free throw line.
Well, an excellent turnaround by Eric on the baseline, but boy, does he draw a crowd down there. The second that ball goes in, Corey Jones was right there.
And right now the shooting woes from the foul line have continued for OG. They're now 11 out of 22 on this floor in the regional tournament. Nevertheless, the Titans have the lead at 4-2 early going here from Savage Hall. Corey Jones with the ball. Preston Sims, their main inside threat, out of the game right now. So a nice drive here, and up for the deuce is Marcus Johnson. He's a sophomore. And Marcus Johnson showed the quickness that time to tie it up.
Marcus Johnson has gotten a lot of publicity statewide for being so good. Showed it on that.
And a foul is going to be called here. That's a break for OG as Garrett Loft picked up his dribble in the wrong part of town. He was able to get it across half court with this fine pass, and then a foul's called right there.
And that's what we said. Getting the ball to the middle of the floor against the pressure by St. V's, so critical for Ottawa-Glandorf. They're able to do it there. Once they get it there, something usually good happens for the Titans.
Matt Fought will report into the game. Tim Pollitt is going to get a brief rest. With 4:48 to go here in the first quarter on the Graf Chevrolet scoreboard. And a palming call. One of the very few you've seen, not just this season, but in the last 3 or 4 seasons on 44 Sports. Let's take a look.
And I've seen through the tournament trail a lot of coaches maybe calling for that sometimes with Eric, but that one I think was a little bit more obvious.
Could that be a famous point of emphasis in the offseason with the officials? Who knows? It should have been for many years. Now Preston Sims is back into the game, and he has a seismic shot. They'll be dribble the ball off his leg, and a turnover against the Irish. So Garrett Loft brings it down the floor for OG. They have a chance to get the lead back here. Tim Pollitt is getting ready to report back in. Eric double-teamed immediately. Sims with the aggressive defense that time. And now Fortman. Fortman will take the shot. Let it go. Greg Fortman with the deuce, and OG is up by 2 at 6-4.
Craig Fortman did such a good job on that, especially when Eric Pollitt's got the ball, just drew a crowd unbelievably, so had the jump shot, took advantage of it.
Marcus Johnson on the floor right now. He wants to penetrate a little bit. The soft jumper doesn't go. Tip, rebound, controlled by the Irish. But they're going to throw it away. Corey Jones has to retrieve it. Throw it over the backcourt. Let's take a look at a Union Bank replay.
Well, look at Craig Fortman come off that screen, able to get his shoulder square to the basket. And again, a lot of that due to the Pollitt's boys drawing such a crowd anywhere they go on the floor.
And now Tim Pollitt is back into the game. And Marcus Johnson knocks that ball out of bounds. So we'll see OG inbounded again with this 6-4 lead. Tim Collins working against Sims. He has a nice move right here. Just gets right past him. That time Sims backed off. He already has a foul. And Tim Politz makes it 8-4.
Well, you also notice where Tim received the ball that time at the free throw line.
And Sims was way too hard with that attempt. Tim Politz has the rebound. Titans looking to add to their lead. We approach the 3-minute mark. Tim Politz dribbling into the lane. Weems has managed to take it away. Well, Jerry talked about Brandon Weems at both ends of the floors with the quickness. And this is Corey Jones. He's 0 for 2 from three-point range, and they throw it away in the rebound. Tim Politz brings it down the floor. And a nice leaning goal. And Tim Politz, with that basket, makes it 10-4, Ottawa-Glandorf on the Graf Chevrolet scoreboard.
Well, Mike, you said it earlier, too. The rebounding, the ability to create turnovers keeps Akron St. Vincent St. Mary's from pressing.
Jay Lobenthal's into the game. Turn around here. A difficult shot that time by Lawrence Wilson. And Eric Politz has the rebound, giving it down to Tim. He's trying to size up Corey Jones. Now brings it out. Remember, Tim has that foul from early in the game. Eric Politz thought about a three. Now the look here. Shot by Fought doesn't go. It was a good look, but it wouldn't go down. So their score remains 10-4. Eric Politz with the steal, working against Sims. Oh, two good chances that time, and then a reach foul will go against Jay Lobenthal.
Well, you know, despite the miss, it still establishes things defensively. It establishes the way they're going to play the game a little bit. We see Eric come up with a nice steal on this one.
Now we see Tremaine Danzy reported to the game, number 13 for Akron St. Vincent St. Mary. Eric Lammers is into the game for OG. And Tim Politz is out. Jeremy Jones is in. As Dave Sweet trying to buy a little bit of time with Tim Politz riding that one foul here. 6-point lead for OG. We're inside 2 minutes to go in the first. I don't think Weems has taken a shot yet in this game. And we also have into the contest now Pat Nygaard. Pat has the ball right now. He's a good outside shooter for the Irish. And Lobenthal's all over him until they have them scouted. Now penetration pass down low, and traveling is called against Lawrence Wilson. St. V showing a little bit of frustration that time as Wilson, the youngster number 34, is a transfer from Walsh Jesuit from last year, turned it over.
And I would not have expected OG to force 5 turnovers in the first quarter of this game, but so far that has been very key.
Lobenthal looking down low to Politz. Right now Tim is on the bench. This is Lammers with it. Trying to get it down low to Jeremy Jones, and Lammers manages to retrieve it. Turnaround here by Fought.
Matt Fought had almost that identical shot last time. This time, he said, I'm not going to come up short with it.
That makes it 12-4. OG has the momentum. Final minute of action here in the first. Penetration and dish off here, and with the deuce that time is Lawrence Wilson. That was set up by Johnson, and Wilson puts it in to make it 12-6 OG. Final half minute of action here in the first quarter.
You know, with this late in the quarter, you've got Tim Politz sitting out. I was going to say they're going to try to go for one.
And Johnson manages to retrieve the ball. Under 15 seconds to go. They get it out here to Nygaard. He thought about a three. Then this is Weems. And the shot put up here from long range doesn't go by Johnson with 3 seconds to go. OG has to get it down and take a half quarter by Eric. And it hit the iron. That would have counted had it gone down. And our first quarter's in the books. A good one for Ottawa-Glandorf. After one stop on the Graf Chevrolet scoreboard, Ottawa-Glandorf by 6. Your team of experienced, knowledgeable, independent insurance agents. Call us in Ottawa at 523-5412 or in Lipsick at 943-2137. Tonight's game also brought to you by Dr. Bryce Musser, optometrist. Dr. Musser and his staff would like to wish the Ottawa-Glandorf Titans good luck in tonight's regional championship game. Second quarter's now underway. Mike Shep with Jerry Snodgrass. OG has the lead at 12-6. Tim Politz is back on the floor for Ottawa-Glandorf. This is Preston Sims inside. Sims, he had to walk somewhere in there. Oh, they call a foul.
And I think this has the entire place surprised on that one. Dave Sweet is beside himself.
Eric Politz called for the foul. Let's take another look. Oh, bad call right there. Bad call. Send that one to unsolved mysteries, folks. A break there for the Akron team. There's a clear travel, and Eric Politz has picked up the foul, so both Politzes have a foul. Weems, and they get it inside. Johnson with a nice move.
And the last several times, the Irish have been able to capitalize going at the inside.
And a goaltending will be called there, and it's going to go against Sims. As that time, Hermiller just beat the rap down the floor.
You know, and Nathan Hermiller gets credit for that basket. The nice pass ahead on the Union Bank replay. The nice pass ahead by Eric Politz. But, you know, I think more importantly throughout the first quarter, players like Nathan Hermiller, Matt Fought hits a big shot in the first quarter. Confidence building things for those players.
Well, Coach Sweet has already gotten 4 of his players from the bench into the game, which is important in a contest that promises to be close the whole way. 14-8, OG the lead, and Akron St. via the ball. Just underway here in the second quarter. Weems really threw up a prayer that time. Rebound controlled by Sims. So Preston Sims with the deuce on the offensive rebounding, which is going to be a storyline in this game, really at both ends, and it's now 14-10. Eric Politz hasn't attempted a three-pointer yet. OG has not. Get out here to Hermiller. Tim Politz is posted up against Sims, and he'll take the 17-footer. It won't go. The rebound controlled by Corey Jones. Sims, did he walk? Well, he stepped in the line.
Well, that time the Titans got the break. He's on the baseline. I think a little nervousness on the part of OG that that's going to be a foul again, but again, a good job by Nathan Hermiller on the baseline.
Well, now that time I didn't actually see Sims step on the line unless he got there before we picked it up. So we had a phantom foul and then maybe a phantom out of bounds call there. Garrett Loft with the ball. OG still has the 4-point lead. Loft picked up his dribble to Eric Politz for the 3. Nice soft touch there. They call that a two-pointer. A two-pointer. Thank you, Jerry. It's now 16-10, the 6-point lead with the Titans. And Eric Politz now with 4 points. St. V seems intent on getting the ball inside in this second quarter. They have Wilson posted up. Marcus Johnson plays inside. Nygaard takes the 3. Pat Nygaard is a 3-point specialist for Akron, and he showed why right there.
And the Titans are looking very, very cautiously all the time for Marcus Johnson on the inside, and that certainly frees up Pat Nygaard.
We'll take a look at our numbers from the first quarter of action. Here we see OG with the much better shooting. That's the only definitive edge in this game as Dave Sweet wants to take a timeout. If we take a 30-second timeout here and there, we see the look at the stats. OG with the big edge in the field goal shooting. And we'll be right back at Savage Hall after this. Game brought to you by Fawcett, Lehman, Recker & Associates, your team of experienced, knowledgeable, independent insurance agents. Call us today in Ottawa at 523-5412 or in Lipstick at 943-2137. While we have a moment, Jerry and I and the 44 Sports crew would like to congratulate the Marion local Flyers. They're headed back to the state tournament. They can still defend their Division IV title. Jerry, a team that got a late start, 7 losses in the league. It doesn't matter. They did it in the second season, haven't they?
You love seeing that out of teams. Late start, 2-7 in the league, I think it was, and then, they get to the state tournament. That's one for everyone to look at.
Okay, this is Eric Politz underneath. Good defense that time by Johnson. Marcus Johnson held his ground. And a foul called here. Hermiller's called for the personal.
And not a soul in the place saw what created that foul either.
We've already had one call that's going to go to Unsolved Mysteries. I'm not sure if that one should be as well. Nygaard again. That one's off the mark, and Hermiller the rebound. So our score remains 16-13. OG has the 3-point lead. We're under 5 minutes to go in the half. This is Fortman. He wants to take the shot. Eric Politz has the rebound. And the soft bounce goes. Eric Politz now has 6. And OG's up by 5 at 18-13 on the Graf Chevrolet scoreboard.
Mike, you talked when the stats came up about the good shooting percentage by Ottawa-Glandorf. That's also been due to tremendous shot selection.
And the shot goes there by Lawrence Wilson. Put it right over Tim Politz, and Tim has that one foul. He has to be somewhat cautious. So Fortman gets it outside here to Loff. It's now 18-15. The Titans by 3. Down to 4:15 to go in the first half. What a move by Tim Politz. What a move.
What a move with 3 defenders on him.
Again, a 5-point lead, and there's a nice move that time by Marcus Johnson. He now has 6 in the game. You can tell he's a slasher. His game's predicated on quickness. It's now 20-17 as the pace picks up. Halfway point of this second quarter, excuse me. Tim Politz being checked now by Wilson. 3-pointer by Hermiller. Knocks it down. That's really going to loosen up the defense inside if OG can do that a few times.
And great ball movement. Nathan Hermiller saw that coming, saw the defense collapse, and was right ready to shoot the ball.
Oh, what a move that time by Lawrence Wilson. The spin move, a Politz move that time by Wilson. And that makes it 23-19, so OG maintains the 4-point lead with 3:15 to go in the half.
And 3 trips down by St. V's, and three times in a row attacking Tim Politz.
Well, Wolf has to be careful that time. Interception here by Johnson, trailing to Weems, and he puts it in. And a timeout called by OG. They want to talk things over. Play is stopped on the floor. Our score is OG 23, Akron St. Vincent St. Mary 21. Associates, your team of experienced, knowledgeable, independent insurance agents. Call us today at 523-5412 or in Leipzig at 943-2137. And we're about set to resume action. Second timeout taken by Ottawa-Glandorf and Coach Dave Sweet. Right now, Tim Politz is on the bench. We're under 3 minutes to go in the half. After 2 quick baskets by Akron, the Titans wanted to take a timeout.
You know, Mike, this is the 3rd time during the game right now that Tim Politz has come out of the game.
And a turnover here, and then a foul's going to be called. A lot of people, when they look at the glitz and glamour of Akron St. V, they tend to forget about their defense, and their defense is what's doing it for them right now.
Well, that last basket, the one before this sequence right here, was their first transition basket that they got off of a steal, but now you can see that pressure taking its toll, and that's what it's designed to do. It just wears you down. Sooner or later, they're going to get to you.
Lammers is called for the foul. That's 16 fouls now. Weems will take a 3, and Lammers the rebound. So bonus time from here on out for Akron St. V. The Irish have committed only 3 team fouls as Tim Politz gets ready to report back in. Eric posts up. And he tries to get it across the floor, and another turnover against the blue and gold.
Mike, that's 8 turnovers by OG, and again, I think they've been fortunate in that those turnovers have not come against most of their pressure that have led to easy scores.
Jason Selhorst was in the game momentarily. Now Tim Politz is back on the floor with 2:25 to go. OG's still okay. They're still in a good spot against this high-powered Akron St. V team. Just have to be a little bit more careful with the basketball.
Well, certainly when you're playing against St. V's and certainly the scoring ability of OG, you know there are going to be runs. You just have to withstand them.
Corey Jones, he thought about a 3. Now he gets it inside here to Marcus Johnson. It doesn't go. Tip rebound by Faught, and he's fouled. Foul called against Lawrence Wilson on the reach. Good rebound that time by Matt Faught.
Nice little give and go here by St. V's going to the inside. You know, Marcus Johnson, they're just attacking that foul line area consistently.
That foul's the second to go against Marcus Johnson. So they called Johnson for the foul and not Wilson, and Marcus Johnson's going to come out. Jade Lobenthal into the game now for Ottawa-Glandorf. He has the ball working against Weems. Weems is very quick. They have to be careful. Lobenthal does get it across, then picks up his dribble. This is Tim Politz. Score remains 23-21. We're under 2 minutes to go now. Tim Politz gets it out here to Lobenthal for three, way too hard. Tip rebound controlled by Lammers. Gets it out to Eric. That was a two-pointer.
And good things happen off of offensive rebounding.
That time OG hit the offensive board after the long attempt. And they now lead 25-21. We're inside 1:40 remaining. Corey Jones penetrates, gets it out to Weems. Weems takes the two-pointer. A little bit short. Preston Sims the rebound. And Preston Sims working underneath now has 6. Johnson, Sims, and Wilson with 6 points apiece have been the offense for the Irish. Tim Politz, awkward looking shot right there. And a rebound foul, I think, against Akron. Matt Fought again, showing his presence, and it's going to be called against Weems.
No, really, I think the only complaint on this call would have been it should have been called just a little sooner.
Tough shot here on the Union Bank replay as Tim was floating across the lane. And I think Tim's going to come out for the rest of the half, maybe, with 1:16 to go.
You know, I'm curious, too. Tim going out for the 4th time as we see, again, another 2. All of them look like threes, but Tim Politz went out of the game again. 4th time he's taken a seat.
I wonder if it's from the fouls or maybe he might not be feeling well. I don't know. That is a two-pointer here by Lawrence Wilson. That's 20 out of 20 points for those 3 inside guys. Then Weems on the drive. Brandon Weems has tied it up at 27. Now Fought with it. Tries to get it down low to Jeremy Jones. Jones, the power move, but won't go. Eric Politz is fouled on the rebound.
And Eric Politz came out of nowhere to get that offensive rebound. And that's one thing that they have done so well. Whenever there's that sense of urgency, it seems like Tim or Eric come to play.
And Eric Politz will go to the free throw line to shoot 2. That's the 2nd foul on Preston Sims. So Sims has 2, and Marcus Johnson has 2 for Akron. Foul shooting woes continue for Ottawa-Glandorf. With 30 seconds to go, this could give OG the 1-point lead. And Eric Politz gets the kind bounce there. He now has 11.
The Titans have 5 offensive rebounds here through the first half. Even though they got only 1 off that, they've scored on the majority of those 5 rebounds.
Yeah, I think we're going to see Akron St. V play for the 1 shot. That's what Coach Drew Joyce just signaled from the sidelines as his kids come up the floor. They'll probably take the shot with about 5 seconds to go because this team knows how to offensive rebound. And this is Weems with it. We're under 10. Weems with a move to his left. Corey Jones takes the 3. It's off the mark. It didn't go. Long rebound comes out. And that will end the first half. Oh, it's been a good one here from Savage Hall. And after 16 minutes on the Graf Chevrolet scoreboard, it is Ottawa-Glandorf 28, Akron St. Vincent St. Mary 27. Regional championship game. Ottawa-Glandorf leads Akron St. Vincent St. Mary 28-27. Mike Shep along with Jerry Snodgrass. Glad you could join us here for another installment of Destination Columbus here on TV 44. Let's take a look at our first half numbers, and we thank Mark Shine for being our statistician this afternoon. Both teams 12 out of 21 from the field. Look how even everything is in this game, folks. The fact that St. V has not gone to the free throw line yet might be somewhat noteworthy, and that OG has a slight rebounding edge, but Jerry mentioned late in that first half, turnovers were starting to mount up for Ottawa-Glandorf. Leading scorers in the game, Eric Politz has 13 to lead the way for Ottawa-Glandorf, and Lawrence Wilson has 8 for the Irish. Once again, a 1-point lead at halftime for Ottawa-Glandorf in this regional title game. Now we're going to take a look at some first half action.
Well, you talk about 9 turnovers by Ottawa-Glandorf in the first half, and You know, this one is the first one that really led to a direct score. Brandon Weems, we talked about him, 5'8", plays much bigger than his height, able to convert that steal, you know, full court into the layup. But, you know, we thought the scoring would come not easy, but there would be a lot of scoring. Tim Politz on the nice soft baby hook there. You know, and then the Titans also, Matt Fought able to turn around. We talked about good production out of other players. Matt Fought hitting on that inside. But look at the difference now. Tim Politz on that possession against 3 defenders. He draws a crowd, but able to still connect, still able to lead to the 1-point OG lead.
So the Ottawa-Glandorf Titans lead it by 1. Folks, stay tuned to the station early next week. We will have some programming notes for you in regards to Destination Columbus and the Boys State Tournament taking place next week at the Schottenstein Center. Once again, our score here at the half. And we thank Tom All Hyundai for sponsoring our halftime report. It is Ottawa-Glandorf 28 and Akron St. Vincent 27. Welcome back, everyone, to Savage Hall. Second half's about to begin. We'd like to thank our major sponsors who help make these broadcasts possible on TV 44. They include instant replay by Union Bank today. Graf Chevrolet sponsoring our scoreboard. Pre-game report was brought to you by Ottawa Oil. Tom All Hyundai is helping us out through the year. And Dominion. At Dominion, it all starts with you. We thank all of these fine companies and establishments for their support of TV 44 Sports and Destination Columbus. We're getting ready to start our second half. Ottawa-Glandorf's going to have the ball when we resume action. 28-27 our score. Scoring correction for the first half, Eric Powles with 11 points. Nathan Hermiller has scored 5. Tim Politz has 8. And the OG Titans will inbound and start this third quarter. Tim Politz is back on the court, and Jerry and I are just conjecturing the numerous substitutions, even though he had only 1 foul. Preston Sims knocks that one out of bounds. Like the way Tim took it to him, but Sims with the play. We take another look at it.
Again, attacking that inside. You know, we expected him to do that, but it was interesting coming out in the second half. First place, Eric Politz went right to the free throw line.
And Tim Politz could not get the drive to get over the rim that time. Weems brings it down the floor for the Irish. They can take their first lead with a basket right here. A little jump. Shot doesn't go. Rebound controlled by Akron. They get it back out here to Weems. And once again, the offensive rebounding is going to loom large for both teams in this second half. Both Sims and Wilson have 2 fouls, and now that's the second foul on Eric Politz.
Again, they're making it so tough right now. They're just clearing that out, letting it go inside. And you know, the strange thing about it, you know, you just get pounded at the other end, and then, you know, they call that little touch from behind.
So Politz is called for the foul. It's his second, and obviously the first team foul here in the half. And a traveling call will go here against Corey Jones. And the St. V folks don't like that, as there was a reach in after the travel, but the turnover occurs first as we take another look here.
Well, another one for unsolved mysteries, Mike.
Eric Politz is wide of the mark. Hermiller has the rebound, gets it out to Garrett Lauf. And he can't hit it, and 2 chances that time for the OG Titans. Sims gets down the floor. You can hear that back from the press row. I think Nathan Hermiller made that one a no-doubter.
Yes, he did. You know, and again, assuming they'll capitalize on this, I think, you know, he was out of control a little bit on that. And kind of a gift on the pass, but you know, talk to kids about not, or if you're going to foul, don't let him score. Definitely the case on this one.
So Lawrence Wilson at the line. And this is where Akron St. V struggled in their win against Willard Wednesday night. They were only 4 out of 11. And now they countered that with 32 out of 49 from the field. Wilson, the youngster, transferred from Stillwater's Jesuit. And he has given his team their first lead, 29-28. Early going here in the third quarter.
Well, Mike, you just mentioned Wilson, a transfer from Walsh Jesuit. How good would Walsh Jesuit have been with him?
Looks like Akron St. V is trying to pick up their defensive intensity, so they get it inside. Eric Politz puts the shot up and in. No matter how intense your defense is, it's hard to stop that shot. OG back in front by 1.
And it's a great philosophy. You go at it until somebody tries to take it away.
On the switch, this is Weems. Weems with a little fall away. Doesn't go. Fortman took that rebound out to Loft. Garrett Loft brings it down the floor. This is Lammers. And Lammers almost had it taken away that time by Lawrence Wilson. You've got to be a little bit more careful with your passes against this team than previous opponents.
No, you do, and also I think it was Garrett Loft that got that, but did not shoot it. That was really a good decision on his part.
Let's see if the Titans can add to their lead. This is Tim Paulus. Tim Paulus with the lay-in there against Sims. It's back to a three-point lead for the Titans at 32-29.
Well, Tim deserves a lot of credit for the score, of course, but probably even more credit for catching the ball.
Marcus Johnson puts this one up, backside rebound, miscontrolled, out of bounds to OG. Eric Potts is going to need a little bit of help in there. He had two green jerseys collapsed around him. That's why it went off the Irish.
Well, you mentioned offensive rebounding. St. V's such a good offensive rebounding team, and you know that's as big as anything.
Corey Jones with the play that time, and the lay-in goes to Wilson. Corey Jones set that all up. Now we come the other way. This is Tim Politz. Tim Politz gets the bounce. It's hard to sort of set up for a charge against that guy.
Yeah, that's why whoever was under there took a fall to the deck, because there was no way that Tim was going to offensively foul him.
Brandon Weems, a good scorer. He's in double figures. He does not look for an outside shot at all this far in this game. It's Corey Jones, who is the good outside shooter. Now inside here, shot put up by Wilson, and he hits it. Lawrence Wilson, the junior, now has 14 to lead the Akron scoring, and it's back to a one-point game at 34-33. College youngsters, the whole team plays with quite a bit of poise here. Sims is called for the reach-around foul. Sims is coming out, and Tim Politz is able to get around him with no difficulty.
Well, you know, it's really interesting on that possession. Tim Politz got the ball at the top, put the ball under his arm a little bit, and said, you know, back off, everybody. I know I can take him. I'll try to get the basket. He got the foul instead.
And that's the third foul against Preston Sims. He may come out. Tremaine Danzy reports in, so a little bit of a smaller lineup now for the Irish. And first team foul against Akron here is in the alley-oop play. They get it into Tim Politz. We've seen it time and again.
And the only way you're ever going to stop that is to keep the ball out of his hands in the first place.
Three-point lead for the Titans, 36-33. We're inside 4:20 remaining in the third quarter. Wilson with it, who's had a good offensive night for the Irish. Now they reverse the ball to Corey Jones. Lammers is on him. Corey Jones, the lone starter from the state title team last year. Now Wilson, jump stop jumper in the lane. He's done all the scoring for Akron St. V in this quarter. He has all four of their baskets.
They have so many weapons and so many ways to go at him.
And this gives the Irish a chance to set up their press, so Fortman will inbound it. He gets it to Tim Politz. Now Tim's picked up his dribble. Gets it to Fortman. Fortman's picked up his dribble. We'll fill a minute here. And a charge call to go against Tim Politz. Marcus Johnson set up for it.
Why I'm so surprised this is called is he went to the deck the last time the ball was inside and went down on the floor, and really was not forced to the floor any harder than he was last time.
So the foul against Tim Politz is his second. 3 team fouls now for OG, and Akron St. V's just committed 1 thus far in the quarter. Let's see if the Irish can get the lead back here as we're inside 3:25 to go in the third. Weems will take a 3, and he hits it.
Mike, you mentioned that he does not look to score that much, but when he does, he's so effective.
That time Jones deflected the ball out of bounds, off the board. And then that's a break as a traveling call against St. V. They could have had numbers at the other end.
That is a huge break, just from the momentum turn, everything about it.
And a timeout's called, a full timeout on the floor. Our score is Akron St. V 38 and Ottawa-Glandorf 36. And welcome back, everyone, with 2:58 to go here in the third quarter. Ottawa-Glandorf took the timeout, trailing by 2, 38-36. And Dave Sweet has 2 timeouts left. Akron St. V has not used a timeout in this game. And let's see what they do out of this set. Get the ball into Tim Politz. Good timeout, though, by Coach Sweet. You sense the momentum was swinging over to the green and gold. They wanted us to slow things down a little bit. Tim Politz down with the ball. Jay Lobenthal now into the contest. This is Eric Lammers with it, back to Tim. Tim Politz will like to try to make a move against Wilson. Now they get it to Fortman. Fortman tries to get it inside, and a reach foul is going to be called against Lawrence Wilson. Lawrence Wilson's called for the personal.
Well, Lawrence Wilson may not be able to understand that, but the same call was made on the other end. I think it was against Tim earlier on the other end of the floor. So
well, he committed 2 different fouls there. He had the wraparound and the reach. Now Tim Politz with the ball. Gets inside to Eric and taken away by Weems. Boy, Brandon Weems has stepped up thus far in this game. A foul's called in transition against Lammers. That might have been a good foul. Well, Lammers didn't like it, but that was a timely foul right there.
Yeah, and it certainly was. You know, again, they're so good in transition. And again, he had to create that foul where he did, or it was going to turn into a score, as you can see.
Union Bank sponsoring our replays tonight. We appreciate that. Lammers is going to come out, and Hermiller is back into the game for him. Remember, Jerry and I will be picking our Stolly Insurance Hustle Award winner at the end of this game tonight. Jermaine Danzy now also into the contest. Preston Sims, the main big man on the St. V team, is on the bench right now with the 3 fouls as we approach the 2-minute mark of the third quarter. Right from where Weems hit the last one. He's the type of kid who doesn't force it, though. He lets the game come to him. Corey Jones. Well, a defensive breakdown that time by Ottawa-Glandorf. Corey Jones has his first basket. And it's now 40-36. Hermiller looking, he gets it to Eric Politz. Eric, nice feed here to Fortman. What a big basket that time for Ottawa-Glandorf. They answered to make it a 2-point lead for St. V.
Well, Fortman in the right place at the right time, but most of that just created because of the crowd that is drawn on that inside.
Now Corey Jones takes the 3 and he hits it. Well, Jones is the best outside shooter for Akron St. V, and he showed it right there. And that makes the score 43-38, and Weems commits the foul. That time Weems is trying to create yet another steal. To me, he's been the man for St. V here in the third quarter.
Yes, he has. And, you know, again, looking from behind like that, he plays such a heady game. Does not make mistakes on the offensive end, shoots when he needs to shoot, but is also the focal point of that defense.
Take a look at Corey Jones. He's the established shooter for St. V, and that time he was open. And they'll have to come out on him. St. V has a lot of weapons. There's no doubt about it.
Well, you saw that move on the inside by Corey Jones last time. Then you saw the excellent shooting form connecting on the 3 that time.
Hans Schalter in the game. He gets it to Tim Politz. Tim Politz, nice little pump fake, and he puts that one up and in. Tim Politz gets Sims up off the ground, and that makes the score 43-40 in our final minute of the third quarter. The one where the momentum is swung over to Akron St. Vincent St. Mary.
Again, this does show you the patience by St. V's. They're a good scoring team, but yet they're going to play this down 45 seconds down for the last shot.
Now we're inside half a minute to go. This might be okay with the Titans. As, you know, that start to get winded a little bit as this third quarter winds down. Only a 3-point deficit. Now we're under 15. Nygaard with the ball gets to Weems. He's the man who they want to have it. Now we're under 10. Brandon Weems is going to penetrate in. Now he's going to try to kick outside. The ball's loose. Jones, great feed inside to Sims. Preston Sims put it in, and that ends the third quarter. So after 3 stops on the Graf Chevrolet scoreboard, it is Akron St. V 45, Ottawa-Glandorf 40. One quarter of play remains in this regional title game. Akron St. V outscored OG 18-12 in that third quarter. That has given them this 5-point lead to start our final quarter. Third straight year these two schools have matched up in the regional title game. St. V with the momentum, and they inbound to start this fourth quarter. Brandon Weems, number one. He scored only one basket in that third quarter, but to me, he was the catalyst for the Irish that has helped them get this 5-point lead starting the final quarter. And Jerry, you mentioned it's going to be tough to play from behind against this team, which is experienced, been through the tournament wars down through the years, and with a lot of talent.
You know, they're explosive and they're patient.
That time Sims missed it. Fortman gets the backside rebound. So a set play that time to the inside guy, but Sims could not connect. And now OG down by 5 with the ball. This is Eric Politz with the baseline drive. He's double teamed right away, and Sims with the block. Well, someone's got to be open for OG off that set. That time Sims with the defensive play.
The last couple times, Mike, they continue to run Marcus Johnson into that middle.
Hermiller almost came up with a steal. He was pushed down by the St. V player and no call.
Pushed down prevented him from getting a hold of the basketball.
Weems now gets it inside to Sims. Sims has Tim Politz on him. Sims is playing with 3 fouls. He'll get it back outside to Corey Jones. The Irish, a team that averages about 73 points per game. But also they won a tournament game this year against Hoban by a score of 39-32. So they can also play deliberately when they need to. Corey Jones with it. St. V now will start their offense. Jones gets it outside to Nygaard. Nygaard's back into the game, the three-point shooter. So 3 kids on the floor right now can hit threes. Johnson thought about a 2-pointer and he traveled. That is 9 turnovers now against the Irish. So on their 2 trips down the floor, they missed a shot and traveled. We'll take another look at the Union Bank replay. There you see the steps.
An extra step that time by Marcus Johnson. I think as big as anything, they forced him outside to get that.
But OG turns it right back over. That is 13 against the Titans. And here we take a look at our stats from the third quarter of action. Here we see how the Irish have picked up in their shooting. And I think they've now made a couple threes in the game that has helped them assume control.
Well, the Irish also very content right now as OG stays in a matchup zone. You know, trying to draw people out. They're very content until Ottawa-Glandorf comes out and puts a little pressure on and opens up the middle.
Now this is Jones, a good 3-point shooter, and hit that one. And the rebound controlled by Loft. OG gets it into the front court with Eric Politz. Eric gets it over here to Fortman. Fortman takes the shot. Can't hit it. Rebound controlled by Eric Politz. Counted with the foul. Well, we talked about offensive rebounding this whole game.
Offensive rebounding, and they needed a big play, something to get the crowd energized. A great offensive rebound, and he just skied over everyone and able to get it to fall, has a chance to go for 3.
And I think that's the 4th foul on Sims. Preston Sims has committed his 4th. Right now he's still on the floor. And Eric Politz, who has 15 points tonight to lead the OG scoring, brings his team to within 2 on what's been the biggest basket of the game.
Yes, it was. You know, Mike, Eric came out of the locker room at halftime. The first place he went to shoot was at the free throw line. How critical was that?
And Drew Joyce wants to take a 30. Play is stopped on the floor. Right now, Akron leads by 2.
We talk about offensive rebounding. Mike alluded to it quite a bit here. Offensive rebounding, 7 for both teams, but this one may be one of the biggest of the game so far for the Titans. Eric Politz skies up, able to get it, put it back, connects on the free throw.
Drew Joyce has took his first time out. What's noteworthy here, Preston Sims, number 33 for the Irish, is still in the game, and he has 4 fouls. So it's a 2-point lead for Akron at 45-43. We're under 5 minutes to go in this regional title game. Another great installment of Destination Columbus right here on your hometown family station. Let's see what they've run out of this set here.
And you know, Mike, I like this. I like this for the Titans. They've come out of the timeout, and again, they're very content. And again, I just think that's taking a lot of momentum away from the Irish.
Well, do you wonder if the deliberateness of the Irish has taken their own momentum away?
I think it is.
They haven't scored in this quarter. We played over 3 minutes. Sims has it. He gets it back outside here. This is Marcus Johnson. He thought about a move. They're trying to set up a 3 here for Weems. He's taking Corey Jones out. Marcus Johnson on the inside. It won't go. Boy, a pretty move, but he couldn't finish. And now OG has a chance to tie it up or take the lead with a 3. We're halfway through the final quarter. Eric Politz now. Little 15-footer, and it goes. Eric Politz has tied things up. A 5-0 run for OG, and still St. V has not scored as of yet in this quarter. We're halfway through it. Preston Sims deflected away that time by Lammers. Might have gotten away with the travel. OG crowd making a lot of noise right now. Weems, he was fouled, I think, before a shot. Fouled before the shot attempt. This crowd is so loud, I don't think hardly anybody on the floor heard the whistle.
Well, even there, Mike, you know, they're not comfortable doing this, but well, look at that hesitation move by Eric Politz. And what a great replay by the crowd. We talked about momentum. They're right back in it.
There's a 3. It doesn't go that time. The rebound controlled by Eric Politz. So now OG has a chance to get the lead back. Under 3.5 minutes to go. Eric Politz with the ball. He gets it here to Faught. Faught with the drive, and he will go to the free throw line. Well, I like Matt Faught's decisiveness that time. I think he surprised the Irish defense.
Great decision-making by Matt Faught. He's able to see the defense is spread so much, trying to deny Tim, trying to deny Eric Politz, and he takes it on his own.
Lawrence Wilson called for the foul, his 3rd, each team now with 5 team fouls, and Matt Faught at the free throw line for the first time in this game. Boy, now we have a 6-0 run here to start the quarter. And the Blue Crew doing their part. It's now 47-45. The Ottawa-Glandorf crowd, Jerry and I could hardly hear each other. They're so loud now as we approach 3 minutes to go.
And Mike, at 45-40, we said how hard we thought it would be for them to play from behind, and they've done such a great job. They're back on top, and it's so much easier to play that way.
Well, the drive doesn't go that time. Offensive rebound not there as well, and then a foul's called. Oh, bodies go flailing that time, and once here, again here, the offensive rebounding pays off for the Akron team.
And again, offensive rebounding that comes from penetration. But, you know, once again, they're not going to let him score. And I'm not sure who was called for the foul, but Eric Lammers right there, you're not going to let him score.
They have Lammers posted. That was a multiple choice situation right there. That's now 6 team fouls against the Titans. And at the line will be Lawrence Wilson. But it's interesting, there are a couple of St. V players had looks that time, but they kind of like double clutched. Decided not to take it. And Lawrence Wilson now is 17. That's the first point for Akron in this 4th quarter, and we played over 5 minutes. Nice touch by Lawrence Wilson. And our score now tied at 47. Preston Sims hustling that time and got a bounce to Lammers and taking it out at an awkward spot on the floor.
Yeah, it was, and I think Eric Politz said, don't throw that slow bounce pass. That was about a 20-foot bounce pass, just too much time.
And from here on out, Akron will be in the bonus. The Irish themselves have committed 5 team fouls. Eric Politz brings it up the floor, and Brandon Weems commits a foul. That makes it 6 team fouls now on Akron.
Well, and we talked about that going into the game against their pressure. You know, that Eric and Tim both have the ability. They've done it all year long. We've seen them take the ball off the glass, go 94 feet, and score, and it makes such a great weapon for the Titans.
Fortman reports into the game, and Eric Lammers will come out. Third foul on Weems. Now both teams with 6 team fouls. And we're down to 2:45 to go in this one. We're tied at 47. Loft picked up his dribble, needs a little bit of help. Loft gets rid of it, now he gets into Tim Politz. Tim gets around Corey Jones. That's a total mismatch right there.
And what a great move again to not draw the offensive foul. I know we'll get a look at this again, and watch Corey Jones, number 3. He has no choice.
Well, that could be the deer in the headlights type look right there, as Corey Jones was the only one back right there, and that's a mismatch.
And I think that view showed it well. Deer in the headlights is entirely right. What do I do? And you're talking about Corey Jones, a veteran player, an experienced player with a state title.
That is also 17 fouls. This will be a single shot opportunity for Tim. But from here on out, Ottawa-Glandorf isn't a one-on-one. Tim Politz with 18 points. And he shows a nice touch right there. 50 to 47. OG the ball. Akron St. V the ball. Oh no, and a block called there against Tim Politz. St. V gets the ball down the floor quickly, and we take another look at our Union Bank replay.
Well, again, look at the great hustle. And I know from that view it was off ball.
Well, they called the foul on Tim Politz. At least 50 is posted. And at the line will be Marcus Johnson. Marcus now with 8 points. That's his first point of the 7 points, excuse me, his first point of the second half. And he'll get one more. Marcus Johnson is sophomore at the line. He can't hit that. Rebound controlled by Eric Politz, and a foul right away on the rebound against Weems. That'll be a one-on-one for Eric Politz as Brandon Weems commits the personal.
You know, sometimes when you're patient, you're going to get those calls. You don't complain after the block, you're going to get it.
Right there, the reach. And I think Akron wants to take a timeout. We will take it with them. Right now, our score is OG 50 and Akron St. V 48. And welcome back, everyone, to Savage Hall. High drama unfolding here in the regional title game with 2:25 remaining. At the line will be Eric Politz. He'll be shooting a one-on-one. Weems has committed his 4th foul, so both he and Preston Sims have 4 fouls for Akron St. Vincent St. Mary. And a 2-point lead right now for the Ottawa-Glandorf Titans. And Eric Politz at the line for a one-on-one. And the rebound controlled by Preston Sims. 2-point lead right now for OG. Akron St. Vincent St. Mary with the ball. We're under 2:15 remaining. OG has 2 timeouts left. Akron has 3. Inside to Sims. A little jump step there. He could be easily called for traveling. It's been called that way before. Corey Jones. He was open and he hit the 3. His 2nd of the game. And Fortman gets the ball into Eric Politz. The lead is back now. Tim Politz has to drag it down. He does so. What a save. What do they call here? A kick? I guess the ball was kicked.
And I'm not sure the other 2 officials on the court know what was called. Again, you talk about great effort sometimes. This save by Tim Politz may prove as critical as anything, and I still don't know. He signaled a kick, but I don't know where it came from.
Well, OG finds themselves down by 1 after the big 3 by Corey Jones. It's 51-50, and we're inside 1:35 remaining now. Try to help on defense. Tim Politz is trying to split the zone. He has to get it outside, and he does so. Well, look at the way the Irish defense collapses. OG may have to hit one from the perimeter on this set. We'll have to see. Garrett Loft with it. Well, look at the way they overplay the ball. We're down to 1:15 to go. Eric Politz comes out. It's a 1-point lead right now for the Irish. The key trip down the floor here for Ottawa-Glandorf. Eric Politz, was he fouled? I believe he was. We've got a lot of fouls called in this game where everybody on both teams starts looking around. The foul's going to be called here on Marcus Johnson. And I think it's going to be 2 shots for Eric.
We see the
Well, no, I thought he wasn't guarding him. I think that'd be
I'm still not sure how many they're getting. I think they signaled 2.
Well, I thought Williams was guarding him. This must have been afterwards. Well, Eric Politz has tied it up with the foul shot. He now has 19 in the game.
Well, we saw the tail end of that. You know, we see the foul and we see the chance at the free throw line, but a little chaos on the offensive end, and they're able to just regroup and end up getting 2 out of that possession.
Eric Politz is giving his team the lead back. 1 minute remains in this regional title game. And Brandon Williams with the ball. Akron St. V's down by 1. Let's see how this is called. A blocking foul. Marcus Johnson, who just drove into the lane, bangs into Fortman, and the foul's called.
Well, you know, again, had that foul not been called, you know, he looks like he travels at the tail end of about every drive he makes.
Well, St. V decides not to milk the clock there. This is a 1-on-1. So St. V, who struggled a lot from the foul line on Wednesday night against Willard, has made 2 out of their last 3 from there with Marcus Johnson. He's tied things up at 52 with 52 seconds left. Oh, with the long miss there, and it comes out to Marcus Johnson. So a big offensive rebound there and a timeout called by Akron St. V. Play is stopped on the floor. We're tied at 52. We have 49 seconds left. When play starts back up, Akron St. V will have the ball. We're tied at 52. St. V's in a 1-on-1. OG will be in a double bonus from here on out. And I believe each bench has 2 timeouts left. So let's see how this unfolds. Let's see if St. V wants to use the clock and just go for the win, or if they shoot at the first good shot.
Well, we talked about rebounding being critical. Whenever that shot does go up, if it's a miss, rebounding is critical.
Oh, Brandon Williams has it. Letting the clock wind down as OG's not pressuring him. Under 30 seconds to go, so this could either be a tie to go to overtime or the 1 shot going to St. V here at the end of the game. We're under 20. Now Williams with it, trying to get it back outside. Williams are going to trap him, and a timeout call. No, he's called for traveling. He's called for traveling. Oh, I thought he took the timeout, but instead he turned it over. And with 13 seconds to go, the Titans will get the ball back.
Well, advantage Ottawa-Glandorf. The 10th turnover by Akron St. V may be the biggest one of the game.
So Williams, the floor leader, the floor general. Dave Sweet still has 2 timeouts left. And he could still take one in this sequence with 13 seconds to go, but OG's gonna have to inbound the ball successfully. And he decides to take a timeout. So we'll try to get everybody on the same page here. That's what Coach Sweet is saying. 13 seconds left, we're tied at 52. That whole sequence, though, was set up by the trap by OG Jerry Snodgrass, as they were able to get Williams in a trap, and he picked up his dribble, something we haven't seen him do all game. He was trying to take a timeout. The back official said he traveled.
You know, we're on the other side of the court from where that happened, but it almost appears here that Coach Drew Joyce was trying to get his attention for the timeout when he turns right here. And he calls the travel. I don't know if he shuffled his pivot feet or changed his pivot feet.
Well, the left foot looked like it was still in place. It might have been an early travel call there right when he picked up the ball. But I think the officials have been pretty liberal in the travel interpretation tonight.
Well, sometimes you see that, you know, the coach is calling for the timeout, but certainly there's a good communication between Weems and Coach Drew Joyce, but it's almost like he took his focus off of everything, picked up the ball, and then got the travel call.
Well, OG still has a timeout left in my book. The Irish have 2, and Fortman is going to inbound.
Well, we talked about whether the officials would call it.
Well, he gets it to Tim. This is the matchup they want. Politz has it. Oh, it's blocked away and a foul's called. Tim Politz took it right to the rack, and they called a foul. Let's take another look. Tim Politz to the free throw line. He put it up with the left hand, I think the foul was called on either Johnson or Wilson. Wilson is called for his fourth. 2 shots here for Tim Collins. That gives him 20 points. He and Eric have both scored 20. We have 9 seconds left. St. V still has a couple timeouts. And make or miss, you can believe they'll take one here. Okay, Corey Jones brings it down the floor. Corey Jones takes a timeout with 5.9 to go. We will take it with him. The end of this game's coming up. Right now, OG has the lead by 2. Okay, folks, we are back now at Savage Hall. 5.9 to go. St. V will be inbounding the ball on the side. OG has the lead at 54-52. I still think Akron has 1 timeout left. 2-pointer ties it for the Irish. 3-pointer wins it. A miss, OG wins it. Well, let's see how this unfolds right here. They get it to Weems.
And they wanted to get it into the backcourt.
This is Corey Jones, the 3. It doesn't go. More exciting. It couldn't get more dramatic. The 3rd time is a charm for the Ottawa-Glandorf Titans. The celebration has begun. They are headed to the state tournament. Let's take a look at the end of the game, Jerry.
We knew that it was going to come down to this final shot. Coming out of that timeout, we thought they might force the ball into the backcourt. I think that pass inbounds that's going to cross the half-court line may be as critical as anything to take a second or 2 off. And look where this shot comes from. The rebound is everything, and the place explodes.
So 3 years of frustration have been purged here this afternoon at the University of Toledo. The Blue Crew and company are heading to Columbus. Our final score: Ottawa-Glandorf 54, Akron St. Vincent St. Mary 52. Welcome back to our post-game show brought to you by Dominion. Ottawa-Glandorf is headed to the state tournament. 2 of the big reasons with us right now. First of all, Tim Politz. Tim, you've accomplished a lot in your career. All-time scoring leader here at OG, league titles, regional titles. Where do you put this one today?
This is at top of the list. I mean, forget about the scoring titles and everything. I mean, for my team and everything, this is our goal to get down to the state and everything. And being Akron St. Vincent St. Mary's in the regional finals, it's just an amazing feeling.
You're not a guy who shows a lot of emotion. This had to be a very emotional game for you today.
Oh, I mean, after we won, I just started crying. I mean, it was so emotional because the past 2 years we lost them, and this year playing against Akron, just beating them, I mean, it was so emotional. So,
did you feel any extra pressure today because of what happened the last couple of years against Akron St. V?
Not really pressure, but more revenge, kind of. I mean, because they beat us the past 2 years, and this is our senior year, and some of the other guys' senior years, and I mean, it's more of a revenge factor. So.
Tim, when you took the timeout with 9 seconds to go, you got the ball, you drove and was fouled. Was that the set play? Is that what you wanted to do coming out of the timeout?
Well, actually, Eric was supposed to get the ball, but he wasn't open, so I got the ball, and I just drove to the lane and got fouled, and I sank the free throw, so got the job done.
You sure did. Now we're going to go to Eric Politz. Eric, you know, you've accomplished quite a bit in your career as well. Where do you put this moment right now?
It's at the top. I mean, you're going to state. What can I say? It's our senior year.
against the same Akron St team, LeBron James is gone. So we thought we could come in and win this one. I mean, not saying that we tried our best against LeBron too, but, as a team, we came together, coaches, good game plan, we got it done.
Eric, this team you played against today was pretty quick. You did a lot of ball handling. Anything St. V did that surprised you? It looked like you guys were ready for everything they threw at you.
Yeah, I mean, we knew their team pretty well. I mean, they had a couple new players that come in, but, we knew what we wanted to do. And I had to do a little more ball handling than what I probably wanted to, but, that's how it goes sometimes,
Eric, you got down 45-40 at the end of the third quarter. What'd you guys say to each other? What did the coaches say to you to help pull it back and rally to win this game?
It's do or die, I mean, you win, you go on, you lose, you go home. We had to bring it back together. I mean, we were down by 5, but we knew we'd get ourselves back in the game. So,
well, thanks for all the great moments you've given us in your career. Good luck next week.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll be back with Jerry Snodgrass to wrap this one up after this timeout. This is Mike Shep back along with Jerry Snodgrass. Dramatic fashion today. Ottawa-Glandorf earns a trip to the state tournament with a 54-52 win over Akron St. Vincent St. Mary. Let's take a look at our final stats. 2-point range, the Irish were 17 of 33. OG was 21 of 37. From outside the arc, the Irish were 4 of 11. OG was 1 of 3. Free throws, Akron St. V was 6 of 8. Ottawa-Glandorf 9 of 12, including the 2 game winners by Tim Politz at the end of the game. OG won the rebounding, 22-19, 13 turnovers for OG and 10 for Akron St. Vincent St. Mary. Akron was led by Richard Wilson with 16 points in the game. Tim Politz had 21 for OG. Eric Politz added 20. Akron St. V is done for the year at 20-5. First time in 5 years they won't be going to the state tournament. Ottawa-Glandorf is going. They're 25-1. They'll play Thursday night at 9 o'clock. The last game Thursday in the state tournament against Dover, and we'll have that replay for you Thursday night, probably somewhere around midnight. Jerry, an emotional win, a win of just tremendous and epic proportions for this school, this program, and this community.
And I think Eric said it well when you talked about, the urgency of it, and he said, well, it's do or die. And that was over the scope of a 4-year period. They had to get there now, and boy, did they answer the bell. You talked about the statistics, and probably the 2 most crucial statistics that we didn't even talk about were the number of points off of a fast break, which was only 2 points by St. V's off of the fast break. The one breakaway by Brandon Weems. The other was the number of points off turnovers, 11 by St. V's. And that's something they've thrived on all year long. So tribute to OG for not giving up that, sticking with a great game plan.
Okay, Jerry, thanks. It's always a pleasure. Before we go, special thanks to all the folks here at the University of Toledo for hosting us, and once again, thank you to Dominion for hosting our postgame show, excuse me. Folks, stay tuned to the station early next week. We'll have programming information about Destination Columbus in the state tournament. And once again, we congratulate Ottawa-Glandorf on one of the biggest wins in the history of the school, an emotional 54-52 win over Akron St. Vincent St. Mary. OG, Destination Columbus is a reality. For Jerry and our crew, this is Mike Shep from the University of Toledo. So long, everybody.
Discontent always proves that you are there when I need you. I'm holding on to you. There are so many ways. Every day I'm learning more to trust you. I need you more than anything. I need you here next to me. I need you to be here. I need you, wash away my pain. I need you, fill me once again. I need you to be here. Leaving desert life behind, driving right to the city limit signs. Fix my eyes.